Early words on lexical development. Lexical development basically refers to a process which looks at the changes that occur in vocabulary knowledge over the period of children's childhood and how children of different ages assign meanings to words, not only assigning of meanings but also those meanings they can change in response to various experiences. So that is what the lexical development is, something which refers to this particular phenomenon. We need to understand that infants, they begin to understand their first words such as mommy, daddy, feet, hand, etc. And when they are listening to these words, they basically refer to their own mother, father, their own hand and feet. And then that is something which they understand when they are 6 months old. By the age of 11 or 12 months, they can produce words, and those are the words which are of importance to them, especially the words such as single syllable words or repeated single syllables such as no, dada. By the age of 12 to 18, their vocabularies can contain words such as car, bottle, milk, I, etc. The lexical entries of words in our internal lexicon include syntactic, morphological, phonetic or pragmatic and orthographic words. Now, it is believed that it takes years and years for children to learn these attributes. Now, we will look at some of the researches that have been conducted in the understanding of the lexical development, that the process which takes place in the early years of children, development of the vocabulary or expansion of the vocabulary over the childhood. Now, we see that researchers show that according to Carey, for example, estimates of children's vocabulary growth indicate that children typically have acquired 14,000 words by age 6. Many of their early words consist of nominals that refer to concrete aspects of their environment. They learn the names of the toys they play with, the clothes they wear, and the food they eat. Children have a bias towards objects that change or move in response to their actions, which means they are more likely to learn the word ball than the word chair. Then we have certain elements with regard to the lexical development such as fast mapping, overextensions, underextensions, and also the role of adult speech. Fast mapping is the process where we see that children appear to be able to acquire new words rather rapidly. A process that is a process which is known as fast mapping. Now, Carey and Bartlett casually introduced 3 and 4-year-old children to a new color word. The children were asked by the researcher to walk over to 2 trays, a blue one and an olive one, and asked to get me the chromium tray, not the blue tray, the chromium one. All of the children retrieved the olive tray, evidently figuring out that this new word referred to the other tray. Overextensions is the process of learning what objects in the world various words refer to. As children begin to learn these words, they often make errors in their assignment of new objects to word classes. Sometimes they include too many items into their word classes, and therefore this is known as overextensions. Then we have underextensions, in which they use a word in a more restrictive way than adult usage. Now Rish provides an interesting example when his son was asked, "Where's the shoe?" And when he was in his parents' bedroom, he would crawl to his mother's closet and play with her shoes. Now in other shoes were between his and the closet, he would crawl around them to get to his mother's shoes. Similarly, his father's shoes did not count. Rish found that question of his son's notion of shoes gradually expanded to coincide with adult usage. The role of adult speech, which means when a child's speech is incorrect, the caregiver has an opportunity to provide the correct name. A general characterization of this process has been made by Brown, who referred to it as the original word game. There is no one-on-one association between a word and its referent. That is what Brown has highlighted. Then you have ostensive definitions. Now this is something which Nino pointed out. Now they examine the types of ostensive definition that caregivers provide for infants. Now an ostensive definition is a statement of the form that is an X. Now such definitions are inherently ambiguous, as they could refer to the whole object, part of the object, or an action performed by the object. Nino found that 95% of the definitions she observed referred to entire object, and on the occasions in which only parts was referred to, the whole object was named immediately afterward. Moreover, now something like "What's that?" questions were typically used to elicit the name of the whole object and not the part. Thus, children show rapid gain in lexical development during the early years. Most of their early words refer to concrete aspects of immediate environment.